element 2 is equal to, so create element div. See, I needed three such divs, right? So either I can use the same create element three times. So we have another way. So we have already have an element which has been created and stored in a variable. I can clone it. Clone means copying, right? So I can clone it again. So I'll do cloning. So div element 2 is equal to, so div element 1 dot clone node. Okay, that's it. So it will create a copy of div element 1 and store it in div element 2. Next, div element 3, it's been cloned again. Okay, so I have created a main element, section element, and I have created a three divs. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna put all these divs inside this section. Section is a parent element, right? So I will add these three divs inside this section. So this is a creating element. Creating element. Next, putting child element into parent. Okay, how are you gonna put it back? So parent element dot append child. So this is the method. Okay, so this is the append child. What is the child? Div element 1. So now it's been the div 1 is been added inside the section. Okay, copy it. So next 2 and 3. Understood? So all three divs has been appended. Now everything is created. Okay, but the thing is like I want to add the text content for this string, right? So Peter, Jessica, David inside is each div. Okay, so creating a text node. Creating text node. Okay, so let txt1 is equal to document dot create a text node. Create text node. Okay, what is the text? Peter. I'll copy that one. I'll clone it. So I've created a three text nodes. I want to append it back to the each div, right? See, again the same append child. Okay. So appending text node into divs. Div element 1 dot append child. Okay, so there I will add txt1. So copy it.
So can you go a bit slow, sir?
So we have three text is been added to the three divs. Okay. Finally, everything is been added. So I have created this entire section. Okay. So I want to add back inside the body final, right? So everything has been created programmatically. I want to add it back to the body. So now tell me how to select the body. How to select the body? Arey bhai, how to select the body element, right? DOM methods.
By tag name.
Yeah, query selector, tag name. Okay, first document dot get elements by tag name, right? Since what is the tag I'm looking for? Body. I have selected the body. Since get elements by tag, the name itself, it returns an HTML collection, right? So since we have only one body tag, so inside an array, we have only one body. Okay, but that element inside an array. How to select a first element of an array? By its index, right? Of 0. Array of 0. The reason of 0. Okay, dot. Okay, see, I can write inner HTML, or since body is also element, I can put an append child, right? Since body is also an element, I can use append child. So see, inside the parent, I have appended div, right? I've kept div inside a parent. So what is the parent? Section. So inside the section I kept, right? I will use the same way. So append child is equal to everything is been stored under our parent variable now, parent element. Okay, so parent element, if you save this thing, what's the issue? Did I run this properly? Get elements by tag name. Parent element, create element, clone node. Document dot get elements by tag name. So body of 0 dot. Okay, sorry guys. Append child is not equal, right? So append child should be a method. Okay, inside this method, I want to pass my parent element. I directly assigned it. Sorry. Okay. Now you can see this thing. Okay. See, inside the body, see after script tag, you can see the code. Okay. So this is code has been generated from this our script file. Understood? So I have dynamically created element, I have dynamically added back to the section. So basically I have created this one. Okay. Any doubts here? Online.
Sir, why do you create programmatically instead we can write in HTML?
Yeah, so this is what I am explaining, right? So sometimes we need to create elements when on go. When on go. See, the entire thing you're gonna see is called DOM. So every framework, Angular, React, Vue.js, they are fighting for this DOM only. If you increase the performance of the DOM, the memory allocation in the DOM, you will in turn increase the performance of the website. Okay, so React is built on top of virtual DOM. So Angular is built on top of incremental DOM. See, the DOM is most important. So the how do you gonna scale your website is quicker first because of this DOM. Sometimes you need to when it comes to Angular, so you'll see a lot of things without using these tags. We are using ng template, ng container, ng content. These are the tags which is not been understandable browser. there I will directly add whenever the user requires, whenever I want to load some component on the time, I'm directly inject the DOM elements. So whenever we need on the time, so whenever the page loads, I will not load all the elements. Whenever I need on the time only, I will inject it. So just think, once the page loads, it will take a 10 MB of space. Okay. So of course, the more the memory, the more the time will take to render, right? But I don't want all these things. First, I will load only 5 components. Okay, 5 divs. Okay, on the time it will take 5 MB. So which one is loads quicker? 5 MB or 10 MB? 5 MB. On demand, if the user demands to add few more elements, dynamically I will create and I will edit. So did I increase the performance of your website? Understood, madam?
Okay.
Okay, so we need such type of operations. Okay, so since you are planning to go for the React, okay, so you're not going to create this way. Okay, everything will go into take care by the library, the React. Okay, and when you were planning for Angular, so Angular has a separate DOM manipulations. No need to create this document, all these things. Why I'm explaining, if you're working as a pure JavaScript developer, okay, even if you're working as a pure JavaScript developer, they will use jQueries libraries. Everyone is using libraries, guys. No one is going to write all these complete from scratch code. Vanilla JavaScript, we call it vanilla JavaScript without any libraries, pure JavaScript. It's too, it will, if you try to create a application with a vanilla JavaScript, it will take a years because you need to write a more number of codes. Since you're writing a more number of lines of code, the chances of making a mistake is more. Okay, so why I'm explaining all these things, right? It's a basic understand. Okay.
But writing HTML is easy compared to this JavaScript, right?
Yes, of course, there is an easy. So we can directly write it and we easily render. See, instead of doing all this circus, I can directly write a 3 lines of code here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing is, right, I'm explaining. So the core idea to become a web developer is to how the website is really renders and how, where, in which point you need to, what do you call, increase the performance. Okay, so these are all the things you need to know. Okay, yes, we can create, but if you create it, can you able to control it, the element creation? No. But if you create like these things, if you put in some inside if block or these conditions, you can in turn create it, right? See, whenever I click on a click button, so next topic is events. Whenever I click on button, on the time only I want to create some element. On the time you can't able to do all these stuffs.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the things. Okay. Okay, so these are the things. Finally, yes, I added. So I need to, so I've created element, I added, but how to add attributes like class. I want to add these classes also, right? To make it clearly. So I want to keep all these elements to inline. Okay. So how to add those elements? Okay. Now, see for the parent element, what is the parent element here? So the parent element is a section. For this section, what is the class I've added? Container as well as box, right? So this is also attribute. What is an attribute in HTML CSS? When I say what is an attribute, it gives additional information to the HTML element, right? Basically. So attribute, it gives additional information. It's a class, that's an ID, it's an source. Okay, this is called attributes. So I will add in such type of attributes. So for the parent element dot set attribute, this is a method. Okay, so this method will add an attribute to this element. Set attributes. What is the attribute I'm adding? Class. First, what is the attribute name? Class. What are the classes I am adding? Second argument is the classes. container. So since I'm adding a multiple classes, so I'm gonna provide a space. So how you're adding in CSS multiple class for the same HTML element, you can add it. Now everything is become inline because I'm using a display flex in container, right? So now all these children becomes inline. Okay, next. So for each div, I have separate classes. What are the classes for each div? Flex items as well as box, right? So now tell me how to add an attribute for this each div. Div element one dot set attribute, right? So what is the attribute? Class. What are the classes? Flex, items, as well as box. Okay. Now I will add the same attribute for remaining two elements. See, set attribute will dynamically adds the attribute for an element. Element 1, element 2, and element 3. Understood? Okay, I have been added all the three. So you can go and check it. So this is the render DOM, right? See, container box has been added. Flex items. See, everything has been dynamically added, programmatically added. Understood? Now I can remove it also. First, I will add it first. See, for the parent element, set attribute. What is the attribute I'm adding? Style. So it will add an inline CSS. Style I'm adding. So what is the value? Background color. So I'm trying to add red. See, red color has been added. The entire parent. Okay. So I will remove it also. Parent element dot remove attribute. So we have a one method called remove attribute. So what is the attribute I'm removing? Style. Okay, it will remove the style. So you can add it and you can remove it. So based on some condition. Understood? So this all about DOM and DOM manipulation.
Style is added for whole page. So
Only the parent element. I'm adding it to the where? Parent element, right? Not all these things. Parent element. So basically it's exactly like this thing. Only here I'm adding. Okay. Since I'm adding, so these are the three elements, right? These are the children. So they will also take the background, same background image, color. Okay, this is all about DOM manipulation.
It's like the very first creating how it was div element one. Very first creating it.
Yeah, basically see how we are created these elements. How we have created this section. So this is old way of writing the code, right? So like so in HTML says we're writing. So dynamically I'm creating an element using the method, create element method. Understood? I have created this element. I have stored in a variable. Again, I have created three divs. I have stored in a three variables. Next, I am putting inside. See, that's the reason I'm putting in. I'm adding the comments. Putting child element into parent. So who is the parent here? By seeing this structure, can you able to see this? What is the parent section? See, parent element dot append child means putting inside this one. So inside this parent, I am putting first div.
Okay.
So inside the parent, I'm putting second div. Inside the parent, I'm putting three divs. Okay, next, for each div, I want to add a text content, right? How to add a text content? See, this bit of just
Yeah, for the first line.
Yeah, I told you, right? See, I have created element. I can do the same thing. Document.create element due, document three times. Instead of I've already created, I can
Okay.
copy paste it, right?
Clone will
Clone means
copy the
what?
same thing.
So I am trying to copying the element, the same. See,
Okay.
otherwise the create element is also works.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, sir, fine. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm just copying this one and stored in a separate variable. It's identically equal.
Yes.
Div element one and div element two, and because both are same divs, same HTML elements. Understood? They're
Yes.
identically equal. So that's the reason I'm just copy paste it. Otherwise, you can create elements three times. Create element, create element, create element three times. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, but I am explaining both the methods. It's also available, it's also available. Which one you want, you can take it. Okay, so that's all about DOM. Okay, so
So in companies, which is the most method?
no one
Which
is
is
using this method.
sir?
No one is using this method nowadays.
Okay. They generally write the code in HTML and
Not even
they
HTML. That's what I'm saying, right? If you're using framework, what is the use of framework? Why you're planning to learn React or Angular?
okay.
Everything is taken care by Angular or React. You'll see the difference when you try to planning with work. Why I'm explaining is right. So this is core idea. Of course, you're becoming developers, but without core knowledge, you will not become a developer. You need to understand how it was working, how it is being changed to nowadays,
Okay. Okay.
right? But suggesting while learning your engineering, you will learn 8041 microcontroller.
Yeah.
So when are we really using 804 microcontroller today in chipset? But when it comes to industry, you'll see SOCs. Nowadays, everything is SOC. Everything is being molded inside a one single chip, right? No one is using a separate ICs. But why they are introduced? So thing is like, so you need to understand the core concept, the basics. Okay. So these are all come about basics. But one of the student told me she got an interview question. They will ask her to create elements using these methods. So sometimes they will definitely the interview gonna ask you. Okay, create some element using dynamically. Okay, so even though we are not using in real time, but you need to understand this one because on this top only we are working on it, right? So the task for you today. So go to Achiever Society website, go down. So there is one contact us form you can see. So you have to create this form using DOM creation methods. Create element, okay, clone node, append child. So first create as it is like this one. Okay, so you'll understand how does it structure looks like and use these methods to create it. Don't worry about Capsicum. So you can leave this one. So three input fields as well as this button, and also add classes styles using again. So set attribute methods. Can you do these things, everyone? You can add background image like other image, flight image. Okay, you can add a background image. So and you can also set properties for the no repeat. So opacity. Okay. So since you are very good with HTML, CSS, so you can do this thing. Can you do this? Yes. Online. Online.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So
please.
give a try. Next, one of the most important topic is called events. Okay. So today we'll start with events also. So before starting the events, we'll copy that event file from Algus class. I don't want to write that HTML again, again, again. So I'm using external file, external JS.
We become pure JavaScript developer. We need to know about in depth.
Yes, of course. In pure JavaScript developer also, you will use jQuery.
Okay. Oh, there is again simpler, simplest form.
Yes.
jQuery. Okay,
See,
fine.
guys, so development, see, no one is asked you to write from the scratch. Even my manager asked me to copy code from Google. Okay, so because it's time saving, no one is going to ask you to from the write from the scratch. Everyone is prefer libraries. Okay, do more, write less. This is an agenda. Okay, so your functionality should work, but you should write less number of course. No one is going to restrict you to work with libraries. Of course, everyone prefer libraries. Okay, libraries means what? They have written some set of codes. I'm just see what is library. We have already some books, we can borrow it and we can read it, right? Rather than buying these books. This is the reason of why we use library. So if you want to buy and everything from your end, so it's really cost. Okay, that's the reason why we visit libraries. We can access any number of books. Okay, they already bought, they kept it. So what is the purpose? You go and take and read it and keep it back. The same thing, code, the libraries, they are already designed some codes, some common functionalities. 90% common functionalities has been already designed. We can import it and we can use it. That's it. No need to create from the beginning. No one is going to ask you, because development client will be is in completely hurry always. So he wants the project to be delivered as much as possible. Okay, so they're not gonna wait for a long time.
Sir, can you show the libraries where it is? Libraries?
Libraries, you can go
Yeah.
and check jQuery. See, to hide a box, to hidden a box, they already written. So what is that? Element, I want to print a message. So what is the button? So what is the functionality? Click. So what is the function I want to execute? So see, I don't want to do document dot get element by ID right here. So everything is they are already designed here. Understood? Only 3 lines of code they are doing here.
Okay. If you want to search something where, if you want to, if you want some other code,
See, library again, it's a learning process. You need to learn the library properly. How you're taking classes for JavaScript, again, library will take some classes. That's the reason React. So no one is using nowadays, no one is using even jQuery also. So while working with React, you'll come to know what is library and everything.
okay.
Okay, so wait. So when you start with React is also a library. Okay, so on the time you'll see the library.
So do we need to learn jQuery?
No, nowadays no one is using jQuery. Even earlier days we were using jQuery, but since after introduction to Angular and React, okay, everything will be taken care by the framework only. So no one is using jQuery nowadays. Bootstrap will use. Bootstrap we will use. Okay, Bootstrap is just a CSS library. Okay, you know about Bootstrap, right? Everyone. No?
We didn't get that.
Okay, see, in Bootstrap we don't need to write all this code. We have some predefined classes. We can directly import it, that CDN link, and we can directly use it. Even not even you're not going to write a single line of CSS also. If you want custom, you can write it. So some predefined, it's been ready already. Some forms design, some buttons design, it's already been ready. So some fixed width of screen, container fluid, we already been ready. So we can import it and we can use it. Okay.
So where can we learn from Bootstrap?
I didn't get you.
So from where we can learn Bootstrap?
They have class, right? Before React, they will try to explain the Bootstrap. Okay, don't worry. So they should give you the Bootstrap also, right? This is most important. Bootstrap is important, guys, because no one is we are not writing that much of CSS nowadays. Okay, everyone is preferring CSS library. So we have some material also. So when it comes to React materials, we have. Okay, so there's a lot of things we have. Fine. Okay, I have written in HTML. Okay, so it's an event. Okay, first thing, what is an event? If generally ask you. So what is an event? Okay, just think you guys got job. What are you gonna do first thing? Party. Yes, correct. Typical youth. Okay, so we will do party, right? So we'll throw a party to our closed ones, friends, family members, right? So we got a job, so we'll throw a party. So are you gonna alone enjoy the party? No, we need a friends, right? Means I am giving you something, someone has to take it, right? The same thing. See, I am clicking on this button, something has to execute, right? Something has to execute. So what is the point? If I'm clicking, it will not do anything. What is the point of writing this thing? So when I click on this button, I want to execute some code. Okay, so who is responsible for this event? User. Who is gonna use this website? He is the responsible, right? So whenever I click on this button, whenever I log in, whenever you're gonna put a form input field like login input fields, username and password. You're gonna click on the until unless you're gonna click on the login. Are you gonna log in? No. Once you entered all these input fields, you're gonna hit enter or you're gonna click the login button. Then you're gonna log in. You're gonna try to log into the page, right? Means that is the event. Okay. So event is an action which is triggered by the end user. It's an action, right? I'm giving external. See, events not only exist in JavaScript. Every program has events, even C++. So at the end, who is gonna use your web programs? Humans. Okay, we have a mobile, so we have events, right? Touchscreen is an input device. So we have input device. I'm double tap, single tap, right? So these are all the events, right, which is triggered by the end user. Okay, so every program language has events. Without events, none of the program language doesn't work, because at the end I'm the one who's using the program, right? Programming, I'm the one using, right? So in JavaScript also we have a events. See, whenever something is clicking or resizing, this is also one of the event. Resizing a window, it's also an event. Scrolling, it's also a event, right? Submitting the form, it's also an event. Okay, every action provided with when I type input keystrokes, that's also one of the events. Okay, so basically we will use input devices to provide events, right? Keyboard and mouse, basically. Some websites has touchscreens also, some laptops supports touchscreens also, right? So these are all, everything is an event.